welcome to AP Language and Composition. Throughout the year, you will be asked to analyze a myriad, which means numerous, amount of text. In order to have you prepared for this challenge, we have put together this informative video just for you.
The text we are using to exemplify how we do analysis is the yellow wallpaper. In the yellow wallpaper, the narrator, an unnamed woman, has recently had a child and is suffering from postpartum depression. Upon retreating to a mansion to vacation for the summer, her husband, John, thinks it's best to confine her to an upstairs room for her mental well-being. Here she will be free of stressful distractions and able to rest. Without any intellectual stimulation besides her journal, the narrator begins a descent into psychosis.
First things first, before you even begin to start analyzing the text, you need to thoroughly read and comprehend the text. If there are any vocabulary words you do not know, make sure you look them up in order to understand the text fully.
Next, answer the following question. What is the author arguing? This is an essential question that the analysis will help you answer. A great suggestion is to read the text twice. The first time, read for comprehension. The second time, you read it through, annotate, and take copious notes so that it is easier for you to better understand the text. The order in which your argument is presented is thesis, minor claim, evidence, warrant, and impact. It is recommended that you have 3 minor claims. In Mr. Alston's AP class, there is a specific format used to correctly analyze a piece of text. In the text, you analyze the voice, tone, diction, and syntax. When writing your analysis, you should not paraphrase.
Some useful advice is to work backwards. Analyze the text first and come up with your thesis. When you come across a piece of text that is important, make sure not to paraphrase. Why do you think it's important? But explain the strategies the author uses to make his point across.
Here's an example of some analyzed text. One quote we felt that was important for the argument the author was making is as follows. One of those sprawling flamboyant patterns committing every artistic sin. It is dull enough to confuse the eye in following, pronounced enough to constantly irritate and provoke study, and when you follow the lame uncertain curves for a little distance, they suddenly commit suicide, plunge off at outrageous angles, destroy themselves in unheard of contradictions. The color is repellent, almost revolting, a smoldering unclean yellow, strangely faded by the slow turning sunlight. It is a dull yet lurid orange in some places, a sickly sulfur tint in others.
Here is an example of how this quote could be analyzed. Describing the wallpaper as dull enough to confuse the eye and constantly irritating and provoking study refers to the way the narrator sees herself as inferior and a burden. She feels as if she is constantly irritating because her opinions do not matter. The lame and certain curves are an inference to her husband's suggestions to her, like to stay in the nursery or not to write. Through the descriptions of the wallpaper, the narrator shows that she feels as if she is inferior to her husband, which makes his opinions more important than hers.